Okay, this is just a fun story that I can't tell in a minute. So, it's a story about a student named Nuno. We met Nuno 8 years ago. He's no longer a student. He's now a mid 20 something working in Lisbon. Portuguese student. We met him, and first time I met him, he said, I'm atheist, but I think that a God could exist. And honestly, I've never met another person like this in my life who has investigated this deeply, who has struggled this deeply to find truth. And over the last several years, we've been walking through with Nuno, him coming from being atheist to agnostic to I'm sure God exists, to at one point in time, him sitting and praying, God, if you're out there, show yourself to me. And he literally prayed that. And then he was sitting at a bus stop one night, and a drunk guy came stumbling up, sat on the bench next to him, looked at him and said, there is a God, stood up and walked away. And a day later, Nuno is talking with his dad at home, and they're in their living room. And Nuno's dad is a pretty ardent atheist. I'll get to that later. And Nuno's dad is convinced that there is no God, there is no God. And he looks above his dad's head, over his dad's head, and right behind him, for some odd reason, because this is Portugal, we're not, and the movie God Is Not Dead is playing on TV. And he looks up and he sees the title of the movie come up right over his dad's head as his dad is saying, there is no God. He sees the title of the movie, God Is Not Dead. Little things like that God has done, and people that God has put in Nuno's life. But at one point in time, he had to stop coming to things because he lives at home. His dad forbade him to be involved with anything Christian and with anything religious. So we lost contact with Nuno for a while. He's now resurfaced. I mentioned to you, I think in May, Suzanne and I started a group of 20-somethings. It's young professionals, 25, 26, 27 years old, getting together every other week for food, to open the Bible and talk about how it relates to our lives. Most of them are believers. Now it's become a group of believers and non-believers gathering together, about 16, 18 gathering every other week, still going on while we're not there. One of our former staff is leading it. Nuno started showing up again, and he's really diving into the Word. He's still not a believer. He's gotten as close as I could ever see anybody getting without crossing the line of faith. So I'd ask you just to pray that as we get ready to launch into 2023, that 2023, take a minute and pray that 2023 would be the year of salvation for Nuno. Thanks.